Hello and welcome to this video series on literature research with a focus on young adult literature. I am Instruction and Outreach Librarian Josh Cohen, and in this video series I will review the library's best subject databases for finding literary criticism, beginning with this video on Gale Literature Criticism. These databases can be found in a number of locations from the library's website, including from your course LibGuide, but I will be finding them from the A to Z database list that is linked from our library's homepage. Over here on the right, Databases and Articles. In this first video, we will explore the Gale Literature Criticism database, which you'll find located under the G's. I'm going to click here on Gale Literature Criticism. This database will look completely different from all of our other databases. It contains materials from our Gale literature reference sets and highlights literary criticism and biographical info on authors. The criticism comes from a wide range of sources, including scholarly journals or literary journals, books, newspapers, and magazines. So not every result here will be scholarly. You should keep that in mind, but you can potentially find some useful criticism from this database. You're welcome to try a basic search in this database, but I'll be exploring the advanced search option with you. In this advanced search option, you can do a basic search, or you could search for a particular work, an author, or other field to search. Scrolling down, there are additional search limiters that you could choose from. For instance, you could search for a specific content type like literature criticism if you would like. I'm going to do a basic search with two different keyword terms. My first keyword term I'll type in will be Hunger Games. And in the next box, I'll add the term gender. And I think I'm going to add an or term with gender. I'll do gender or female for this search, just to expand my results a little bit. I want to note that in a subject database like this one, you don't want to use too many keywords, because if you do that, you won't retrieve too many results. And let's see what happens for this search. So for this search, I get 11 results of literary criticism and 1 biographical result. I'm really not interested in biographical articles, just the literary criticism. And I'm going to click on this first result of literary criticism of Queer Necessity, Panem's Hunger Games as Gender Games. And I should note here that the resources from this database are all going to be scans from the original print versions of the Gale Criticism series. So that's why they appear this way. And once you've made your selection, Gale will pull up the section from the scan series with the beginning of my chosen source highlighted in blue here in the bottom right corner. And you could see some text prior to that is actually the previous source, and that isn't what I'm looking for. To view this resource more easily, I'm going to scroll to the top of the page here, and I'm going to click on the minus magnifying glass icon to zoom out so that I could just view the entire page here now and see it a little bit easier. And looking at the citation for this source here down at the bottom, I can see that this is an essay of literary criticism from a book about the Hunger Games. And there's also a brief abstract telling me more about the content of the essay. Now, I can move to the next page using the right arrow over here on the right side of the screen. And once I do that, you'll see more of this highlighted blue text indicating that this is part of my article that I chose. In addition, all my search terms are highlighted in green. Now, it can be a challenge to try to read one of these scans within the database, so I recommend either downloading or printing the resource you want. This used to be easily done with the download button here up at the top of the screen, but this download button no longer allows users to download their selected essay or resource it will only give you the option to download the selected page that you happen to be on, or the entire series related to this particular author, which I don't want. So a good workaround would be to choose the print option, and then you'll select print for the page range for your selected resource, or essay in this case. And then I can choose my destination as save as PDF if I want to save my resource as a PDF, or I could select a printer to print the resource. A couple additional features in this database that I want to point out. In the top right-hand corner of the screen here, we have the option to get a link to this particular essay if you want to save a link. You also have a cite button to generate a citation for this source. So I could click on APA to get an APA citation. Just keep in mind that you're going to need to double check these citations provided just to make sure that they're correct. There are probably going to be some errors in them that you would need to correct. This concludes my video on the Gale Literature Criticism database. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to library staff.